All right, so yes, I posted a video that this is the number one reason you know the economy is not on solid ground. I've changed my mind. There's another number one reason. All right, so this month, a group of people is so oppressed. They're so oppressed that every corporation and government across the world is bowing down and sharing their flag, if that makes sense. And if you disagree with that, the people that are so oppressed are going to kick you to the sideline and you will no longer be able to operate in a polite society. That's how they're oppressed they are. They're that oppressed. Now, we've been lied to. I get it now. Obviously, I fell for the facade of equality. I get it, man. We all fell for it. Now we know it wasn't that. It's like one man, one vote, one time is what the commies say. Anyway, that in of itself isn't, that's a bad thing, how this is just so overwhelming. The idea the oppressed are able to tell the oppressors that if they don't like what the oppressed is saying, the oppressors will be sent to pasture. It's silly on his face. You always know who's in charge by who you can't make fun of, if that means. And you know what I'm talking about. There's certain groups of people that you cannot make fun of. Those inherently are not being oppressed people. That's just a fact. Anyway, the point being is the only reason that this facade, the charade of oppression is allowed to happen is because we're living too large, folks. It's just that simple. And the bad times are coming. You can see this a mile away. When you live like this and you don't have to have a skill at all. You can just go around on the internet and I do that. I mean, I get my money from the internet, man. And it scares the living bejesus out of me when the real time comes. When people have a hard time paying for food, when they're filling up their cars with $5 gas, and they can't afford to go to work. They can't afford to go get a quote, to give a quote on a building project because the price of gasoline is too high. And they can't just say, oh, like stupid Jennifer Granholm, that's why everyone should buy an electric vehicle. These people are idiots. At the same time, we got this guy in the White House or whatever the hell it was, promoting the whole, with Biden with the long nails, and just it's freaking disgusting. These days can't go on for much longer. The only reason this is allowed is because we have it so good. I tell you, man, bread and circuses, but it's feast and famine. We've been feasting, and the feast is coming to an end. And when the famine comes, you'll see less and less of what this is now, insanity. And you know it's insanity. I know it's insanity. There'll be less and less of it. And the question is, will you be prepared to deal with that when the famine comes? Because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. What can't keep going cannot keep going. There's no perpetual motion machine. There is none. No perpetual energy. There isn't any. What can't keep going will stop, and this can't keep going. The economy cannot function with this kind of lunacy, that's for sure. And as such, it's like I always say, be prepared, because it's going to get dicey. I don't know when, but sooner rather than later, I'm convinced of that. All right, we'll see you.